Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What I thought I'd do today, this is, I must have to say that I have nicked this from somebody else. So I'd like to thank Jill of EBS Accountants in Northampton for doing this. So I thought we'd just have a look at, because everybody's talking about cost of living crisis and that sort of thing, of what maybe things for you to look at, maybe give you some ideas to look at how you do things and that side of things. So we do bookkeeping and payroll, so any financial things is always of interest to me. So there's 5 tips, so we'll do tip 1. So tip 1 is look at your own personal inflation. Have a look at your bills. How many things have you got, like you pay for your Netflix every month, or your Sky subscription every month, or your Amazon books every month? And all these little bits all add up to quite a lot of money. When was the last time you actually looked at your bank statement and checked all these DDs that you just go out every month, that you think, oh, well, that's okay, it's only £7 a month or £9.99 a month, but suddenly they all add up and you don't necessarily realise how much they are. Also, a lot of people now are doing hybrid working. Do you have to actually get in the car or get on the train or the bus to go to your clients and that side of things? Is it better, can you work from home more, do more online stuff, so you're not actually spending money out getting somewhere? Do you have a look at your working practices to try and save some pennies? Recycling, how much do you recycle? Do you need to buy everything new, or can you buy something that's second-hand? I think over the next few months, I think all of the ways that you purchase things second-hand is just going to go off the scale, because people will be getting rid of extra stuff that they feel that they don't need to give them some extra pennies to pay the bills. So is this the time to buy lots of things? So I do know a photographer that buys a lot of his camera equipment second-hand and saves lots of pennies. So also, even for the reviews of your bills and the costs, that is not your personal ones, but also your business ones. How many business subscriptions maybe have you got? Do you need to be a member of that professional body? Does that mean something anymore? Or on the other hand, do you need to actually take on some extra subscriptions to make your lives easier? I mean, there is Calendly now. That is an online calendar. You can put all of your things on. If somebody wants a meeting, you literally direct them to your Calendly account. You've said when you're free, and people can then just book the meeting. It's not emails backwards and forwards and phone calls backwards and forwards, ping pong. They literally go on your calendar and go, I'm free there, and they book the meeting. Is that actually worth you paying that subscription to save you the time of trying to book stuff in? So it's that side of things. So that's your tip 1, just to have a look at that personally sort of stuff. So tip 2, have a look at your software. Have you got the right software in place for your businesses? Because good software will actually hopefully save you time and money. Because if the software works for you, if your softwares talk to each other, so it might be that you've got an accounting software, that you've got a CRM that's got your customer database in it. It might be that you use Word and Excel for other things. Have you made sure of whatever your sort of business systems are, that those systems all talk to each other? You're not copying and pasting into here and into there. Well, can you actually get them to integrate now? That will save you time so you can do other things. Because if you can do other things, then hopefully if you're doing other things, you're making money, which is what we're all here to do. Also, for your data, have another look at that of how much you're paying. Microsoft are very good, because a lot of people have Microsoft 365 accounts, and it's a question of that you just pay out for your Microsoft bill every month. Have you actually checked that you're not paying for a member of staff that's gone, that you haven't got anymore? So just have a look at that side of things to see whether you're not paying for things that you shouldn't need. A lot of people that have Sage 50 software have got what's called grandfather rights, and they actually have up to 10 companies for their monthly amount that they're paying. It might mean that actually they don't need to, they're actually paying for, they don't need those, and you can negotiate maybe and be on a lesser one. So it may be worth looking at your accounting software too, because they do come in levels. So it might be that you're on the top level, and actually for your business, how you're working, you don't need to actually be on that top level. You can maybe be on the next one down, which means it's a little bit cheaper every month for you. Also, there's quite a few things on the accounting software. On Xero, there's a dashboard at the front that shows you totals of how much your customers owe you, how much you owe out, what your bank account is. But on the Xero one, you can actually highlight accounts that you want to keep an eye of, so that at a quick thing, as soon as you open the software, you can see those figures. And QuickBooks, you can do the same, and Sage, you can have a look. Their dashboard is slightly different, but it might be that that's just a quick thing every day for you to look at to see where you are.
Probably you sign up to something for 1 year and then you forget, and it goes out the following year. Those
Yeah.
kind of
It's that looking of things that, if you go on the bank account, you can actually review your direct debits and your standing orders, and they will all be there. So it's quite good sometimes of housekeeping just to go through. The other thing is make sure that on the bank accounts, that on the suppliers, that you're only paying the suppliers you're paying now. I did have one customer last year, is that they were in a rush putting all the staff salaries on, and they actually went and paid an ex-member of staff because they didn't go down to the next name because they hadn't deleted that member of staff off. So maybe every so often a bit of housekeeping on your bank account of the lists of everybody you're paying is a good idea.
It's funny, I do that at work. I check the standing orders and check the direct debits, but I've never thought to do it for myself personally.
Yeah. Also, check your credit cards, because a lot of things you pay for or you sign up with your card and it automatically goes out on your credit card all the time and you haven't checked it. So tip 3, this is the one that everybody loves, taxation. Isn't it wonderful? So are you the best business entity that you need to be? If you're a limited company, do you still need to be a limited company? Would you be better off being a sole trader, or vice versa? Maybe worth speaking to your accountant and saying, am I in the right place at the moment for what I need to be? Because if you're a limited company, your accountancy bills from your accountant will be more, and that side of things. So it's worth actually having look and talking to your accountant and say, where am I now as regards to taxation totally? Am I the right entity? Because you tend to do it and say, this is me for life now, this is my business for life, but you can change these things. Don't forget, especially if you're working from home, you can get the working from home allowance, and don't forget you can put all your mobile phones and things through. When you go in shopping and you suddenly see and go, oh, I needed some pens or I needed some paper, and they go in the trolley, have you remembered to take those out and actually put them through your business as a purchase? Because that's still a business purchase. Because otherwise, you've earned money, you pay tax on it, you put that money in your personal account, it's drawings, you pay tax on it, and then you buy your paper or your pens. If you bought the paper and the pens, that would be a tax deduction at the very beginning, and all of that line wouldn't have happened. And the other thing is, the last thing on that one is, don't leave doing your accounts till the last minute. So just get on top of it. If your year finished at the end of March, we are now near the end of August, your accounts for the end of March should have been done by now. If they've been done by now, you know how much tax you've got to pay, which means that if you're a limited company, you have to pay that by the end of December. So you've got September, October, November, you've got 4 months to make sure you have that money in place. If it's your personal taxation, it's the end of January, so you have 5 months to plan or put that money in. The corporation tax, if you do pay it and send it in early, like now, HMRC do give you 1% interest. So if you do pay it up front, then so if HMRC put interest on, that's money that you haven't got to earn to actually do that. So that's your tip 3 of taxation. Tip 4 is look at the team of people that are around you. I don't necessarily mean the people that are in your business, I'm talking about your external team. That is your suppliers, your subcontractors, the people that you do networking with, they're your sales team. Have you got the right people around you? Now is not the time to start thinking, I haven't got a lot of money, I'm not going to go networking, I'm not going to do my marketing, that side of things. This is the time where you need these people and the expertise more than you've ever done before. So this is the time where you need people. So make sure you have the right people around you, because they will help keep you going and give you hints and tips and everything else for where you're going. So don't give up on doing the things, the marketing and the networking and that sort of thing. Also have a look at, I've put cost benefit analysis down. So that is just looking at, don't look at something and say, this is costing me this, I've not got anything back. There's lots of different things, ways that you get things back from people. So don't just purely look at it on a monetary basis. So just have a check of those. So that's just having a tip of, also it might be that you've got people in your business that you've only asked them, like for me, it might be that I've got a payroll clerk and I might get a new customer. I know, and I mustn't forget, that she's also a bookkeeper. So just because at the moment she's doing payroll doesn't mean to say that she can't do some bookkeeping for me in a later date. So look at the skill set of your staff and can they do something else that maybe you're outsourcing or something, so you get the right people around you. So that was tip 4. So last but by no means least is the last one, and tip 5 is self-care. Your business will not survive if you're ill. So you must look after yourself. So take time for yourself, put time in your diaries. I've already got next year's diary. So we're already looking at when we're going to have some breaks next year. If you don't put the breaks in the diary, they won't happen because everybody's busy. So the best thing to do is just look at it, and even if it's alternate weekends or one weekend a month every 6 weeks, put that weekend in and go, that weekend I am off, that's time for me. That is not a work weekend. So, so I have put that, connect with your inner child and yourself, so don't forget yourself. You spend a lot of time looking after everybody else. You must look after yourselves when time gets stressed. And I will leave you with something that Thomas Edison said: many of life's failures are people who didn't realise how close they were to success. So that's Sheila of Swann Systems. Thank you very much.